everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Krista. Today I'm coming to you with just a kind of like a life update, but I just thought I'd come and just kind of talk to you guys about what's been going on. Well, school's been in session. Everybody knows out there that I am a stay-at-home mom, and I homeschool my two children. I have a 6-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter, and they are both in the first grade that I homeschool. And homeschool here in Missouri is really easy to do. I mean, I think it's easy. Of course, it goes by whatever state you're in, but I'm thankful because homeschooling in Missouri is not hard at all. There's tons of resources out there, so just get involved if you ever thought about wanting to homeschool your kids. It's easy, anybody can do it. School started back, I started my kids back in September, like right around where, you know, most of the kids go back to school. And this year's homeschooling is it's not real different, but it's kind of, it's more packed than last year was. Last year my kids were in kindergarten. Now they are in first grade, so they have a lot more work to do. The curriculum that I'm using is called Easy Peasy, and I've heard a lot of people say that they're kind of turned off by that name, but the name of that kind of is what drew me to it, because I didn't want something that was going to be really difficult to understand or hard or anything like that. The name is Easy Peasy, and that's what it is. It's easy to use this curriculum. But my homeschooling days are from I try to start them early in the day, sometimes even as early as 7 o'clock, but normally we usually like to start our homeschool day around 9 o'clock, and then we are done probably by about 2:30. Some days it may run a tad bit short, some days it may run a little bit longer, but that's basically the day from about 9 to 2:30 is my basic homeschool day. There's a lot that they're learning, and I suspect that it'll be like that as you get further and further on in your classes, but they're really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, so I don't have a whole lot of extra time on my hands. Homeschooling takes up most of my day. I love it. I'm happy to do it. No complaints here, but it takes up most of my day, and then the rest of the day, I'm just doing, the things that stay-at-home wife and mom would do. Make sure the house is clean, making sure my meals are prepared and planned out. We do 4 days a week. We do Monday through Thursday, and I say Fridays for deep cleaning, running errands, and any field trips that I have planned for the kids through the week. We do that on Friday, so they have a 4-day school week. Now the holidays are coming up, so for Thanksgiving we will have the entire week off for Thanksgiving. I know usually I think in school now you just get the Thursday Thanksgiving and the day after off, but we're going to do the entire week. For Christmas, we're going to do complete 2 weeks off and then go back after the new year. So, and then after that, this is one of the updates that I'm really excited about. We're going to be going on our annual family vacation. But more about that in a minute. So, yeah, that's how my homeschooling day looks. They're covering all the subjects and they're thriving. I love it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I do supplement their curriculum with other things like PBS learning media. That I just recently got involved with that, and it's really, really helpful in supplementing the curriculum that I have. Now, the curriculum that I'm using really doesn't need any extra thing to go with it, but I like to use something else to fill it out, although it does cover all the subjects, but I like to add something with it just so I feel like they're getting their day is going to be filled with what they need to learn. So now I did mention that they're both in the first grade. My daughter is 5 and my son is 6. And when I first started to teach my son, my daughter was just there and she was picking up on everything and just learning everything. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to start her too. So she was, when I started teaching her too, she was on the same level as my son. So that's why I have 2 first graders. So now they're getting ready to have birthdays. My son's birthday is October 30th and my daughter's is December 9th. So they're getting ready to turn 6 and 7. So I'm really stoked about this year. Started off great and it's gonna end great. So on to our family vacation. Everybody knows, I've said before that we really like to travel. And we mainly just do, for every year we do a family vacation, and we love to cruise. The children love to cruise. My husband and I started to cruise about 2 years after we got married. We've been married for 12 years. So we started to cruise 2 years after we got married. After we decided to not cruise while we had small children. So we decided to wait until they got like 3 and 4 before we decided to cruise. And it's worked out good. The children love it. We've decided to, you know, of course, to do it every year. We have some kind of family vacation every year, but we decided we're going to do a cruise every year. I was thinking Disneyland for next year, but I asked the kids and they actually said, no, let's do a cruise. And we can do Disneyland after, the next year after that. So I'm excited because we love to cruise and our children love it. But we normally do Carnival because it is the most, I think it's the most kid-friendly, and it is the most economical. I've heard a lot of good things about the other lines, but for us, Carnival all the way. We've never cruised on any other line, so we don't really know firsthand, but from my friends and vlogs and things, Carnival has worked beautifully for us. We've never had a complaint. So our cruise is coming up in January 2019. We'll be gone on a 7-day cruise to the Bahamas. We're going to Nassau, Freeport, and Key West. We've never been to Key West or Freeport. We have been to the Nassau before, but don't mind going back. 7 days, and we're really excited because this time we're doing a balcony cabin. Never done a balcony before. We just always, in the beginning when we first started to cruise, we wanted to save money, so we just did ocean view rooms that had, you know, like the big picture window. And after the kids came along, we still did the ocean view, but then we were like, you know what? We're never in our room. Let's try to save a little bit of money and do a inside cabin with no window. And I did tons of research on it, watched tons of vlogs on it, and I said, you know what, we could do this. And it turned out fine. No problem at all being in there with no window or anything. We were never in there except to change clothes and to sleep. So every other time we spent on deck. So this time when we booked our cruise for January, my husband was like, you know what, let's splurge. Let's, you know, we need to know what it's like to cruise in a balcony cabin. And so we booked the balcony and we're super stoked about it. I don't know if we're gonna continue that. I don't know, we'll just see how we like it. Everybody says once you go balcony, you never go back. We'll see. But I don't think that we'll ever go back to inside cabins because I just love the ocean so much. You know, I want to see the ocean, whether it's in a balcony or a ocean view room. So I do know that much. We'll probably never go back to inside cabins again. Although there's nothing wrong with it, it's just that we've just kind of upgraded ourselves. Doing a whole series on cruising, packing, getting to port, what ports we go out of, just anything that's related to cruising, I will be doing some videos on. So let's see what else is going on. Well, I'm continuing to do my beauty box unboxings. Like I said, I will have a Walmart beauty box. It's fall, so I just got the fall box. I'll be doing a unboxing about that. I just wanted to kind of give you an update of what's going on, you know, just to kind of talk face to face about what's happening in my life. We've got a lot of activities for the kids coming up where homeschooling is concerned. We're gonna start getting ready for the cruise. I went and got my passport, super excited about that. Went and got my passport almost 2 weeks ago, so it should be coming in here pretty soon, so I'm excited about that. My husband already has his passport. He needed it for work because he traveled a lot. So he has his passport. Mine will be here any day now. And I'm probably just gonna go ahead and get the kids their passport too because I'm really, really wanting to do a trip to Italy and they're gonna need it. So right now, cruising with our birth certificates was okay, but you know, it's just more convenient to do with the passport. So like I said, my husband and I have ours. We're probably gonna go ahead and get the kids theirs. So I don't know if we'll have it in time, have theirs in time for our next cruise coming up in January. But next time we do go on a cruise, the kids will have their passports as well. Church is really busy. I'm really active at my church. I hold down 2 offices at church. I am on the monthly call team where we call out every month to all of our members and people who have connected with our ministry. And I just kind of pray with them if they need prayer about anything. And also I teach the 7 to 9-year-olds on Tuesday nights for our Bible study. And so those are the 2 offices that I hold. It's getting really busy at church this time of year. We have a lot of conferences going on, a lot of things to do. So I'm pretty busy with that. So all in all, I'm a pretty busy person every day. As far as the homemaking thing goes, you know, it's funny because sometimes my sisters, you know, tease me and they call me Betty Crocker because I love to cook, I love to bake. Sometimes they call me, they haven't done it recently, but they have called me Betty Crocker and June Cleaver. And because all I ever wanted to do was be a stay-at-home mom. So I'm actually kind of living my dream there, being a stay-at-home mom, and it was nothing but God that has afforded me to be able to do it. So, you know, I love to get up in the morning and fix breakfast for the kids. I make my husband his lunch before he goes to work. We sit down and we have lunch together. Sometimes my husband will get to come home for lunch. And always, 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 this is a must in my house, we always have dinner together. I set the table, we have dinner together every single night. We're not really busy type of family that does a lot of things in the evening time. We're just really at home. Sometimes my husband might have a friend over, but that's really about it. We really are a kind of like a stay-at-home family. On the weekends, we try to make sure that we get the kids out there really doing a lot of activities to keep them engaged since they're not in public school. They do have co-ops, you know, to kind of supplement your homeschool where they can get involved in different types of groups and things like that. We haven't joined one yet. We will, but I'm just still looking. But I make sure that my kids are really out there and engaged. Ready for church. It's Tuesday night. So I just thought I'd come in real quick and just kind of give you guys a life update. Nothing real big going on, but just kind of let you guys know where I'm at. Next video is going to be my Walmart fall beauty box unboxing, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys later. So until my next video, you guys have a blessed one.